There are nameless lands, places unmarked on maps, untouched by human footsteps, yet they still breathe with nature's pulse. Wind whistles through bare branches. Snow blankets the ground like a frozen shroud. Everything is utterly silent until movement breaks the stillness. Not a myth, but the living embodiment of ancient evolution, the North American grizzly bear. Ursus arctos horribilis, a subspecies of the brown bear, stands as the product of millions of years of survival. Standing up to 8 feet tall and tipping the scales at over 1,300 pounds, it possesses a sense of smell 2,100 times stronger than ours. It can detect blood from miles away. Its 10-inch curved claws are razor-sharp, perfect for digging dens, tearing flesh, and overwhelming any resistance in a single swipe. In winter, it doesn't disappear, it sleeps. Its heart rate slows to 8 beats per minute, body temperature drops, yet muscle and bone remain intact. Research from the University of Washington reveals that grizzlies preserve protein in ways modern medicine cannot yet replicate. It doesn't need to roar. One step is enough, and the forest understands. The king without a throne has returned. On the frozen slopes of the Rocky Mountains, while dawn still hides behind thick layers of cloud, a shadow weighing over 900 pounds steps into the forest. No howls, no cries for help, only the crackle of frozen earth beneath its feet, as if reminding the wilderness who is arriving. The North American grizzly was never meant to follow. It needs no path to lead. It walks alone, through generations shaped by survival. Unlike wolves who depend on their pack, or eagles who rely on open skies, the grizzly is an absolute sovereign. Its territory can stretch across 700 square miles, and it marks its claim not with noise, but with claw marks, deep footprints, and scent. A biological warning system every creature understands. Do not cross this line. It doesn't roam for adventure. It patrols 15 to 30 kilometers each day to maintain the balance of survival, to protect its food sources, and to observe. According to biological conservation, grizzlies can detect the timing of salmon migrations, the precise moment berries ripen, and most remarkably, subtle shifts in wind currents, signals of an intruder long before it arrives. This isn't isolation. This is evolutionary design, a biological decision carved by time and instinct. While other species rely on packs to endure, the grizzly turns solitude into armor. Where the weak fall from loneliness, the grizzly rises, turning silence into sovereignty. It doesn't seek to prove anything. It doesn't crave glorious victories. It only needs one thing: to remain, longer than anyone else. At a shallow river where salmon gather like the lifeblood of the forest, 2 adult male bears appear at once. Each exceeds 1,100 pounds. No growls, no blows, just eyes locked, and the tension snaps. A boundary has been breached. In the wild, grizzlies are masters of restraint. A single wound can mean death. Ecologists say only about 20 to 30% of male bear encounters actually result in conflict. The rest are about strategic retreat. But when 2 strong bears meet and neither backs down, a fight becomes inevitable. One swipe from a bear can deliver over 660 pounds of force, like a massive bag of sand dropped from 6 feet. 10-inch claws aim straight for the head and shoulders, blinding and destabilizing the opponent. These battles often last less than a minute, but the victor gains more than fish. He secures breeding rights, a power that echoes through generations in that territory. When the sun climbs high, the victor slips away quietly. No roaring, no chase. In the world of the grizzly, glory doesn't come from spilled blood, but from the right to stay. Victory is survival, and survival demands intelligence. Not every battle needs violence. The decisive confrontations often end in silence, where the smart survive. Grizzlies know when to back off, wait, or strike. It's a survival strategy shaped by millennia of evolution. Behavioral studies show they remember bears that beat them. They avoid confrontation, not from fear, but from knowing it's unnecessary. That's tactics, not instinct. In Alaska, one dominant bear may father up to 80% of cubs in an area over several seasons. He may not live the longest, but he leaves the deepest legacy. Grizzlies don't fight every day. They just need to win on the right day. Under sparse tree cover, the scent of blood hangs in the air after a wolf pack brings down a white-tailed deer. Bones crack and flesh tears in the wild chorus. But from a distance, a nearly 400-pound grizzly approaches, calm, unhurried, unhidden. It walks forward as if everything already belongs to it. Wolves are tacticians. They flank, surround, strike in packs. But the grizzly is a lone muscle and might, capable of scattering the pack with a single swipe. This is not just a fight. It's a clash of collective strategy against individual power. According to the Yellowstone Wolf Project, in around 27% of encounters, the bear retreats not from weakness, but from the wolf's numbers and coordination. Still, in 60 to 65% of cases, the grizzly seizes the kill without a fight, using psychological dominance alone. In nature, victory doesn't belong to the strongest. It belongs to whoever chooses the right moment. The grizzly doesn't hunt, it waits. And when all goes quiet, it appears. A king without a throne, conquering without a battle. An adult moose is no easy meal. Weighing up to 1,500 pounds and standing over 6 feet tall, its antlers measured in feet, not inches, are deadly weapons. Grizzlies have been severely wounded attempting to take them down, so they wait. In spring, the bear doesn't target adults, it chooses calves. While the mothers are exhausted from birthing, and the young are yet to learn fear. A well-placed strike to the neck or shoulder yields a 30 to 40% success rate, an impressive rate for a lone predator. But hunt done doesn't mean meal begun. The bear buries its prey under leaves, in mud, a behavior called caching, to protect it from scavengers and eat it over time. University of Alberta research shows grizzlies remember these cache sites for weeks, even in rugged terrain. This is not just a swipe, it's a symphony of brute strength, tactical thinking, and evolutionary intelligence. The grizzly doesn't just survive, it dominates by wasting no opportunity. A white-tailed deer steps quietly on the forest edge. It freezes, no sound, but danger is close. These deer can sprint over 30 miles per hour, weigh up to 300 pounds, and detect predators from over 300 meters away. One misstep, and they're gone. A few yards away, the grizzly stands still. No heavy breathing, no twitching, just cold stillness. It's not laziness, it's precision. Contrary to stereotypes about brute hunters, grizzlies are ambush experts. Behavioral research shows they remember exact trails, salt licks, and feeding areas where prey often roams and wait. Ambush is an art, and the bear is the silent artist. Success rates are only 10 to 15%, but when it hits, a strike of over 3,000 newtons like a falling tree ends all resistance instantly. When prey escapes, the bear doesn't roar in frustration. It waits again. Because deep in the forest, survival doesn't go to the fastest, it goes to the one who never gives up. In late autumn, light no longer melts the frost. Cold wind whistles through withered branches. For the grizzly, this is not just a seasonal change. It's a survival mandate. The bear enters hyperphagia, a feeding frenzy before hibernation. It can consume up to 58,000 calories a day, many times its normal intake. No discrimination. Salmon, berries, bark, roots, carrion, all fuel for fat. Its liver expands. Its body becomes insulin resistant, a condition that in humans is pathological, but for bears is an evolutionary advantage, says the National Institute on Aging. Each pound of fat stored can sustain the bear for nearly a week without food or water. So it never stops, wading streams, digging, sniffing the wind, as if hunting time itself, not prey. Only bears that build enough fat survive when winter's ice arrives. Winter is Judgment Day. Fat is the final shield. Underground in a shallow den or rock cavity, the grizzly enters nature's greatest biological feat, hibernation. No eating, no drinking, no waste, yet alive. For 5 to 7 months, the bear is almost motionless. Its heart rate drops from 50 to 8 to 19 beats per minute. Body temperature drops by about 5 to 6 degrees Celsius, just enough to slow metabolism. But the miracle is this: no muscle atrophy, no bone loss. It recycles urea into amino acids, preserving protein in ways medicine can't replicate. If humans could do this, bedridden patients might escape muscle wasting and osteoporosis. Even with 25 to 40% weight loss, the bear retains muscle by burning fat fuel. Protein remains intact, despite no external nutrition. When snow melts, the bear awakens. Slowly, heavily, but never weak. After sleep, it emerges reborn, a silent warrior risen. Snow melts, air warms. The grizzly emerges from the cold earth after months of disappearance. It is lean, having lost nearly a third of its weight, but alive. Hunger awakens every instinct. The bear eats anything: new shoots, roots, leftover carrion. It's a moment of rebirth and hunger for resurgence. If she's a mother, she doesn't walk alone. 2, sometimes 3 blind, furless cubs, just born during hibernation, are now taking their first steps in the world. Born midden, a rare biological phenomenon. The mother mates in summer, but the embryo remains dormant until her body has enough fat to support pregnancy. In the den, without eating or drinking, she still nurses her cubs, transforming fat into energy. A marvel science has yet to replicate. 50% of cubs don't survive the first 3 months, but the mother endures. No fighting, no dominance. Only teaching survival with unwavering patience and devotion. The grizzly doesn't hunt for fame. It learns to live. Not conquer, not dominate, just survive on its terms. It walks through snow, wind, and time as if nothing can undo that silence. Its strength lies not in claws, but in cold resolve, in the ability to adapt without losing itself. In a world where instinct can't keep pace with human speed, the grizzly remains the final symbol of untamed wilderness. It needs no audience, no applause, but it still walks, still learns, still lives. It does not need to be king, yet the forest still calls it king. You came for the bear, but you found a living emblem of pure nature, a creature that doesn't roar for attention, but demands you listen. It reminds us, nature hasn't vanished. We just stopped paying attention. The grizzly isn't a monster, it's a question. Can you still recognize wilderness when it looks you in the eye? If something in this story moves you, stay with us, because nature still has a voice, and the grizzly is still telling it through life. Please like, share, and subscribe, because nature still has a voice.